Hi and good morning, everyone, or afternoon. I think it just turned noon. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy day to join me. I really appreciate it. We didn't make any videos yesterday, and honestly, we'll get into it, but I barely feel like talking right now, okay? And that's got to be saying something because I actually enjoy talking. So when I start to hate the things that I really enjoy, I know something is deeply wrong with me. Okay, but we're going to get into that. No worries, because I don't want to give up. And we'll eventually talk about that in another video, but I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, if I can't do this, then, I gotta be the dumbest dude ever, right? Because, like, this isn't hard. And despite all of my problems in my own personal life right now, it's still gotta get done. You feel me? And while I say this out loud, it is increasingly difficult to actually make still happen just because there's so much working against me right now that I just literally I do want to give up, but we're not going to talk about that now. Right now we're going to talk about unionization in America as it concerns Amazon and Starbucks. Okay, so we live in America, right? If you're watching this, and if you're not, you're watching from Russia, which I really appreciate. Shout out to Russia. I've been looking at some of the analytics, and I gotta tell you, I've made good videos about Russia. I have nothing bad to say about Russia. Welcome, my Russian friends. Seriously, like, I'm happy that you all like what I talk about, and I think it's real cool. So, I try to do my best as I can here as a lowly American citizen, just speaking my mind and actually talking the truth. You feel me? And as it is, a lot of people from Russia watch this show. So, hi Russians. Anyways, so like here in America, we have a problem with organized labor. Not at all like they do on the other side of the world, right? Where historically speaking, they have more of a communist, socialist kind of acceptable tolerance, right? And I don't care what any Westerner says, obviously all of what communists and socialists did at the peak of their power was wrong. But have you like looked outside and seen what capitalists do to the world? So, I'm not entirely sure that that is a good argument moving forward anymore to all my fellow Americans who preach and love capitalism, the very thing that makes you poor. So, all right, let's talk about union and labor protection here in America, because it was something that happened at the turn of the 20th century when we had children working in warehouses, and well, grown adults had to get together and make a law that prevented children from working. Now, unfortunately, the law that was made well over 100 years ago is still being broken to this very day. I mean, in this country, it is entirely legal for a minor to work at an age of 15, just so long as they have permission from their parents, right? Because we're all owned by somebody, if not the state, I guess our parents. But nonetheless, labor protection is a big deal, okay? Like, people must be protected from other people that try to openly and exploit them at any cost. Now, I don't really see the argument there. I don't really see or understand. Okay, wait a second. Here it is. Well, we're a good company. Why do you need to pay somebody to be the middleman to talk to us? Yada, yada, yada. Well, the answer to your question, my friend, is because you don't care about me. So, yeah, I quite literally have to pay another person to make sure that my interests are protected. Because if we left it up to you, which we have, Amazon, Starbucks, you guys continue to treat your labor like garbage, all while raising the prices for everybody else so that you can live a comfortable and happy life. Now, I'm not hating on the comfortable and happy life, you feel me? I mean, at some point, I kind of would like to recognize and or understand from other people why other people can't have a fair and happy life. You feel me? Oh, okay. Is the argument because they don't work hard enough? Because they didn't get lucky enough? Because they don't have dynastical wealth? Because they're not white middle class? Like, what is it? You feel me? Like, what other thing could be working against a person that has to make them seek out assistance to be protected against people who criminally act against their best interests? You feel me? So, like, I was in the comment section the other day, like, and I hardly ever show up in the comment section, so shout out to my boomers out there who make it entirely possible for me to join in on conversations that they have no idea what they're talking about. So, link in the description below. One thing that bothers me about this particular labor protest that's happening here in America is that nobody's talking about it, right? NBC, all the boomer networks aren't talking about it. And when they do, link in the description below, notice how they sugarcoat everything. Notice how they talk about people going on strike, but business is good as usual. We want to assure you that even though hundreds of thousands of people are on strike all throughout the country, you're still going to get your product made from some slave in China for $5 from Amazon before Christmas. Like, what? You feel me? Like, where are priorities? Like, why aren't we talking about the hundreds of thousands of people who are actively seeking to demonstrate on behalf of their best interests? I don't understand. This is happening in Starbucks and in Amazon all throughout the country. All right. So in case nobody told you, because nobody told me, you feel me? Like, again, I don't get my information from boomer networks. I don't follow that vibe. All they talk about is stuff that some YouTubers already talked about for a third of the cost they're going to do it, and honestly, way better, right? So, like, a big part of me right now is waiting for the Dateline NBC expose on Honey and Pie, when in fact, there are people here on YouTube by the dozens who have already handed over empirical evidence and proof so that they can be charged with the crime because they've been fraudulently stealing money from people. So, like, yeah, that's a crime, you feel me? And it should be prosecuted, and it shouldn't take some boomer on 60 Minutes to have some expose that 500,000 people are going to watch over the course of its lifetime. Like, again, priorities. And obviously, the world is not too concerned with people's priorities if you're under the age of 40, and if you don't have anything and you're trying to find a job. Unemployment is at record highs. Unemployment has never been this high. I don't care what anybody tells you, because at some point, we don't count the people who've quit looking for jobs, like myself, for example. So, I'm not technically unemployed because I'm chronically unemployed and I haven't worked in so long that, I'm just not important enough to be a part of the statistics. Well, how many millions of other people aren't important enough to be on statistics? All the people that live out on the street, all the people who are working for Amazon, breaking their backs, delivering hundreds of packages a day for dimes on the dollar. And we're supposed to thank Amazon? We're supposed to thank Starbucks for finally allowing their employees to get tipped just a couple years ago. Like, no one's talking about that, right? And then when we do bring it up, it's sort of like, okay, well, let's just add it arbitrarily to their wage, and let's just claim that every barista makes close to $30 an hour, when we know that's not true. We know that's not true. And even after taxes, like, again, how much of the labor force is actually being paid by Starbucks? A lot of these big companies now are turning their employees into staffed service providers. So they're getting a base rate, like a server at a restaurant here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I don't think it's more than $4 an hour, in addition to their tips. So customers have to subsidize the employers or the employees of the employer that they're going to spend money at to support. Like, how does any of that make sense? It doesn't, and it's crazy, and it's insane, and anybody who does not want to stand up for workers is garbage. I don't care, right? Like, why do you think you're better than people? Why do you think that other people don't deserve an opportunity to live a life? Like, what makes you so much better than them? All these boomer comments, link in the description below, talking about how they're so much smarter than everybody because they can make coffee at home. Well, good for you. All the Karens out there, like, seriously, like, that's fine. Make your coffee at home. Shut your mouth. Don't go publicly out onto other outlets and, profess your dismay against things that you don't care about, because the video was on unions and labor protection, and now all of a sudden the comments are flooded with people claiming that they're smarter than the people that work at Starbucks because they choose to buy their coffee at the grocery store and make it at home, so thereby it somehow negates what they think about the situation, and moreover, it makes them feel like the situation is stupid and people should just get another job. Like, okay, sure, Mrs. Boomer. Yeah, where do you want me to get a job? Okay, that other place that's paying $8 an hour plus tips. Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, they're going to pay me $30 an hour. I don't need anybody to protect me. I'm just going to completely trust all of the right to work state laws that stipulate that I can be fired at any point for any reason, and I don't even have to be told. You feel me? Yeah, like labor protection is important. Link in the description below. I can't stand it. You feel me? Like, this is why I don't want to work, because nobody cares. So then, like, to all my Starbucks and Amazon people, like, just don't even go to work. Who cares? Who cares? Seriously. They don't care about you. Starbucks does not care about you. Amazon does not care about you. So, like, I think we should be real with each other, honestly. And, like, yeah, forget the strike. Just everybody stop working. These guys are jokes. They're jokes. They're clowns, right? That's what they are. They're not even amusing anymore. They're just criminal. So, like, yeah, I support 100% the Teamsters Union and anybody who has ever had to work retail service or work at Amazon, because if you've never had to do that, you have no idea what you're talking about. If you're 65 years old and you're sitting in some home that's $400,000 a year with your Keurig little coffee maker, making your little K-Pods at home and saving a lot of money because everybody else is so poor that being expensive is like, that being poor is the most expensive thing in the world. Try that, middle class and upper class folks. Try that. Try experiencing a life where it's more expensive for you to live and you don't even have anything. You can't even pay for it, right? Like, you're not like you. Can't just pay things, can't just, do anything at all. Can't just call a family member and ask up for help, right? Because a lot of us don't have that. So, be a little empathetic. Think about other people. That's all that I'm saying. You get so stuck in thinking only about yourself that the whole world's on fire. And then you wonder why it's on fire. You're the same person that's going to wonder next week why Starbucks isn't open or why you can't get overnight shipping from Amazon. Like, come on now. Like, priorities. Again, boomers, y'all make me sick. For real, for real. The world, you feel me? The world around you is still spinning and there are many people on it. And just because you've had a good life, great for you, good for you. The world has changed, okay? The world changes every single day. So protect organized labor. Go Teamsters. Make Amazon pay with their wallet to ensure that their awesome and lovely business continues to flourish well into the 21st century. Honestly, I hope that you guys have a really good day. Thank you for watching my show. Bye.